Kia ora, I'm Miriam Makamo. Love conquers all, right? For Waikato couple Angela and Raymond's uncle, it's certainly conquered a lot. Separation, loss, illness. They almost didn't make their wedding day in May this year. They have just love and hope, but they need a gift. And as Janet McIntyre reports, they have a surprising gift themselves they're willing to give.
It's an unconventional love story.
But you said, okay, I'm quids in. I'm quids in. And I remember getting the text going, yes!
A wedding that nearly didn't happen.
No, I was just like, no, we can do it. We can do this. I'll go in, I'll have my chemo, and then we'll get married. We can do it.
It'll mean she's got no immune system on her wedding day. We said, yep, that's fine. It's actually, we believe in this date so much, this is a risk worth taking.
Just 3 days to go, a special delivery to Waikato Hospital.
Love the shoes.
They felt like the perfect wedding shoes.
Patients and nurses were just popping out of their rooms and watching her and just looking, and they were so excited. The nurses were proudly saying, she gets married on Saturday. And they're like, no, this Saturday. Yep, she's getting married this Saturday. She's attached to chemotherapy.
When they first got together 8 years ago, they had no idea of the highs and lows ahead. Raymond's uncle, a detective with Waikato Police.
Pretty selfish. I was a selfish person. Yep. Everything's about me.
And Angela, a trained naturopath with a squeaky clean lifestyle.
I was trying to live the cleanest possible lifestyle I could. So I'd focus on the foods that I was eating, things that I was drinking, making sure I was getting plenty of exercise, wouldn't use a microwave.
She would make lunches for me, and she'd make up hummus and carrot sticks and celery sticks, for which I had to take to work for weeks and just bear the brunt of my colleagues.
Angela eventually called it quits.
I just wanted to get close to him and love him, and he made that really difficult.
Angel's the first girl to ever properly break my heart. I was heartbroken. I was proper heartbroken at the end of our relationship.
Yeah, we both were.
And then when you ended it, yeah, I was devastated. Devastated.
They didn't realise then it was not forever over. But they each found new love, each got engaged. Angela miscarried in 2010, aged 25. She found out she was seriously ill, diagnosed with myelomonocytic leukemia, rare in someone so young.
What was it like getting that news, given you'd been so health conscious? You'd really looked after yourself.
Yeah, it was really hard for me to deal with. I spent a lot of time getting myself into the right headspace to be able to accept that I was going to have lots of drugs and, chemotherapy.
Which means poison.
Yeah.
How did you feel about doing that?
I struggled with it.
Angela was told it was not genetic. She had somehow acquired it.
Do you have any belief in yourself? Any thought about what caused this?
I lost my brother 10 years ago, and I wondered if it had something to do with that. Yeah.
The stress of it? Huh?
Yeah.
How did you take it at the time?
Yeah, it was really hard. I was only 20 and he committed suicide, and we were quite close, yeah. I wondered if it was because of that, through emotions all tied up with that.
After chemotherapy, Angela endured a stem cell transplant. All her bone marrow killed and replaced with a donor's healthy marrow.
They take you as close to death as possible and then build you back up. Yeah, it's a pretty hard thing to go through.
She survived. Her engagement did not. But well again, alone, Angela travelled to Europe, only to discover 2 years later her leukemia was back. Her specialist's prognosis, bleak.
He said that the cancer, it had come back and it had mutated and it was now stronger, and that my chances of surviving were less significant than when I was originally diagnosed.
And what did that mean, less significant?
It wasn't good.
A second bone marrow transplant for Angela was scheduled, but 3 days out, her doctor called it off, saying it wouldn't work.
He just, said, that's it.
What else did he say apart from that's it?
That I had less than 12 months.
Was there anything at all he could offer you to help?
We never had that conversation. I was pretty keen to get off the phone to him, to be honest. I'd just been told I had less than 12 months to live, and that was a lot to process.
Angela almost gave up. She prepared herself to die. She even contacted a videographer.
Said, hey, this might sound a bit weird, but I have cancer and I want a nice video to play at my funeral. Would you do one for me?
But the videographer, Chris Lane, said no.
I wasn't real comfortable about making something for a funeral. It just seemed a little bit morbid, and so I suggested that we maybe look at making a bit of a survival story.
I really liked that, and it changed my whole mindset, I think. It made me feel like there was hope again.
And something else happened. Out of the blue, Angela's former love, Raymond, re-entered her life. And the man taking these pictures saw something in her change.
Each time that I caught up with her to do some filming, you could see her growing in strength. I'm not sure if she even sort of realises the extent of it, but he's been fantastic for her. Yeah.
Second time round, 7 years later, Raymond and Angela together again.
What did you see in her that you were blind to first time?
Just the substance. Just how intuitive she is, how intelligent, incredibly intelligent she is, and just how much depth there is to her.
And Angela, were you able to reach him in a way you couldn't first time?
Yeah, it's been completely different. It's not like it's the same Raymond. Just completely different, yeah.
Earlier this year, despite Angela's advancing cancer, they committed to spending their lives together.
We professed that we probably had always loved each other.
And to fight the odds of Angela's survival.
I've always tried not to accept it. It doesn't feel right. I don't want to believe it. And so I want to fight it.
Good news, everyone. It's gone. Surprise.
Not just for her, but, unlikely as it sounds, for a chance of children. When Angela first became ill, engaged to another man, she underwent IVF. She has 13 embryos on ice.
What's going to happen with those?
Well, ideally I'd like to use them myself with Raymond.
Even though he's not the biological father?
Even though he's not the biological father, he's agreed to raise them as his own. Yeah, and if things don't work out, I'll donate them.
Why do you want to do that?
I think it would be an amazing gift to give to someone. And I would like to think that there was a little bit of myself out there.
Angela's only chance of survival, it's a slim chance, is a second stem cell transplant, not available to her in New Zealand.
We've found a specialist in America who works at the centre where they first developed stem cell transplants. And they do second stem cell transplants all the time, and they have success. And he's willing to treat me. He believes it's worth a shot.
What kind of shot?
It's low. It would be below 20%. Yeah, possibly below 10%.
At Seattle's Cancer Care Alliance in the States, Dr. Eli Esty is a specialist in acute leukemia.
It's valuable for people to have hope. It's very easy for us to say, oh, it doesn't fit into the bigger picture. But we're not her. She's exceptional. It's obvious that she's exceptional.
Dr. Esty gives Angela a small chance she could live for many years, a greater chance she will not.
I don't think we're pulling the wool over her eyes, and as long as she's willing to try, then I think none of us personally, I don't think, can really say that you can't do this. And that's a very controversial position. But I think practically speaking, very, very few people want to try. You know, the great majority of people would be persuaded to stop, to give up, and to go on palliative care.
Angela and Raymond are working to raise the $1.3 million they estimate they'll need to get to the States.
It's a lot of money. Why should people give to you rather than others who perhaps have more hope?
I think the answer would be that we don't ask that they don't give to others. We just simply ask that they would give Angela a chance.
I find that actually chemo makes your skin really good. Isn't it? It's the new beauty secret.
She's young and has so much life ahead of her, and she's such an incredible person that she deserves a chance, or a fighting chance, at least.
The kind of fighting chance it took to make it to her wedding day.
Raymond.
I'll be by your side in good times and in bad. Through sickness.
There's a chance. There's a chance of a cure. It's a chance to live. If I don't go, that's it. But if I go, there's a chance that I'll be cured. And miracles happen all the time. I'm not ready to give up.
Well, Raymond and Angela's family and friends have so far raised close to $230,000. They say it's in a trust fund and will be used only for Angela's treatment. If they don't get to the States, it will be given to the Leukemia Foundation. And you can find out more on our Facebook page, Sunday TVNZ.